Good morning, my name is Eric with TenPoint crossbows. We're here at the Hunt and Time Expo in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm going to show you the new bows this year. What I have here is the Vengent S440. This features our new ACUslide cocking mechanism. This cocking mechanism is the safest cocking and decocking mechanism on the market. It is completely silent and very simple to use. I'll demonstrate here. On each side of the bow here, just behind the trigger box, we have a trigger box lock latch. This holds the trigger box in place when it's not in use or when the bow is cocked. In order to cock the bow, we just simply push that forward to disengage the trigger box, push the trigger box down to the string, and lock it onto the string. We'll remove the crank handle, which is our new extend crank handle for 2020. This handle will extend from 5 inches to 7.5 inches to reduce the effort needed to cock the bow. Insert that in the bow and we simply begin to crank the bow without pushing any buttons or anything like that. We can stop at any time. The bow's not going to unwind and fire on us. If you want, you can unwind it in that position. Again, you can stop at any time and it's not going to unwind on you. If we cock it all the way up, you'll hear an audible click. That's when you want to stop. That's when the trigger lock latch is hooked onto the pin so that we know that it's fully cocked. We just want to back wind 3 to 4 revolutions. What that does is disengages the clutches in the cocking mechanism and sets all the weight on the pin so that we have a consistent hold every single time that the bow's cocked. As we know, consistency means accuracy, and that's what we're looking for with our products. At the end of the day, you weren't able to shoot the bow off. We do recommend that you do uncock the bow at the end of the day. With this new cocking mechanism, we've made it safe to uncock it without having to shoot the bow. Put the crank handle back in, take up the slack that we put on it originally, and as soon as we get it up there, you'll be able to push the trigger lock latch out of the way, hold it forward, and simply back wind a couple turns, and it'll disengage. And again, I can let go of the bow, let go of the crank handle, and it's not going to spin out of my hand or damage the bow or myself. We can go all the way down, and we can stop again any given time, or we can turn around and crank it back up again without worrying about whether it's going to damage the bow or anything. At the end of the day, when you uncock the bow, you can leave the trigger box on there. It's not going to hurt anything. There's no tension on it or anything like that. But if you do prefer to take the trigger box off, on the crank handle itself, we do have a rod that you just swing out to the side. Depending on which model you have, there's 3 different holes in the stock that you can trip the trigger to take the trigger box off of the string. You simply just take the safety, push it into fire, find which hole lines up with the trigger mechanism, and insert the rod through there, and it will disengage the trigger. Move this DFI out of the way and the trigger box will slide off the string. And from there, we can wind it back up and take a few turns off so it's ready to go again the next time we want to cock the bow. The Vengent S440 is going to shoot up to 440 feet per second with our Pro Light arrow. It does come with our Evo X center punch arrows, so we'll be around 410 feet per second roughly. This bow, fully assembled, will weigh around 7.5 to 8 pounds. The width on this bow is 5.8 inches axle to axle when it's cocked, so it does make it very, very narrow. It's great for hunting out of a ground blind or out of the box blinds elevated off the ground. The ACUslide is going to come in the Vengent S440, which is the middle model. We do have a shorter model, the Viper S400. that will also feature the ACUslide, as well as the top dog, the Vapor RS470. All three of these models will feature the ACUslide cocking mechanism in our lineup for 2020. The two different colors that these bows come in are Veil Alpine Camo and a graphite gray color. The price difference is only about $100.